A true, real-life love story comes around just once in a great while.
A family in State Center watched one unfold the past 7 decades. Gordon and Norma Yeager lived the love story up until the moment they died.
They got married here in State Center.
May 26, 1939.
In this house, on the day she graduated from high school, Norma Stock said yes to Gordon Yeager.
They're very old-fashioned. They believed in marriage till death do you apart.
Dennis Yeager was the last of 4 children born to Gordon and Norma. His sister Donna was firstborn.
Staying together for 72 years, I'd say is good. And nowadays, that's exceptional.
The way the kids tell it, Dad was the life of the party. Mom kept everything together.
Anybody come over, she was the one, the hostess with the mostest. She just, seriously, the more she did, the more she smiled. Dad would be the center of attention going, hey, look at me, and Mom's like, get him away from me, you know? We even got a picture like that.
Norma didn't really want the distance. She hardly left his side for 72 years.
They just love being together. You know, even like everybody argues once in a while, but they still, you know, he always said, I have to stick around until, you know, I can't go until she does because I got to stay here for her. And she would say the same thing.
It's almost as if they knew.
Last Wednesday, they left home to go into town. Somehow there was an accident there.
At the intersection of Highway 30 and Jessup Avenue, just west of Marshalltown, state troopers say Gordon pulled in front of an oncoming car.
I rushed from Des Moines, where I was working, and saw him in the hospital.
In the intensive care unit of Marshalltown's hospital, nurses knew not to separate Gordon and Norma.
So they brought him in the same room in intensive care and put them together, and then they were holding hands in intensive care, and then, you know, with the morphine and everything, then they were not really responsive.
Gordon died at 3:38, holding hands with his wife. The family they built surrounded them.
And it was really strange. They were holding hands, and Dad stopped breathing. I couldn't figure out what was going on because the heart monitor's still going. And we're like, but he isn't breathing. Why? How would he still have a heartbeat? And she checked and everything, and she said, well, that's because they're holding hands, and it's going through them. Then her heart was beating through him and picking it up.
They were still getting her heartbeat through him.
At 4:48, exactly 1 hour after Gordon, Norma passed too.
Neither one of them would have wanted to be without each other. I couldn't figure out how it was going to work. We were very blessed, honestly, that they went this way.
They just love being together.
At their funeral yesterday, Norma and Gordon held hands in their casket. They will be cremated and their ashes will be mixed together.
It defines a love story, doesn't it?
It does.
It is incredible. Thanks for that.
Looking back, he sees it all. It was her first date the night he came to call. And her dad said, son, have her home on time. Promise me you'll never leave her side. He took her to a show in town, and he was 10 feet off the ground as he was walking her home and holding her hand. Oh, the way she smiled, it stole the breath right out of him. And down that old road, the stars up above, he remembers where he was the night he fell in love. He was walking her home. 10 more years in a waiting room at 1:30. So when the doctor said, come in and meet your son, and his knees went weak when he saw his wife, well, she was smiling as she said, he's got your eyes. And as she slept, he held her tight. His mind went back to that first night. Oh, he was walking her home, holding her hand. Oh, the way she smiled, it stole the breath right out of him. And down that old road, with the stars up above, nursing home at 85, and the doctor said it could be her last night. And the nurse said, oh, should we tell him now, or should he wait until the morning to find out? But when they checked her room that night, he was laying by her side. He was walking her home and holding her hand. Oh, the way she smiled when he said, this is not the end. Just for a while, they were 18, and she was still more beautiful to him than anything. He was walking her home. He was walking her home. Looking back, he sees it all. It was her first date the night he came to call.